Hey guys, Shane here from Shane's Crafts Beer Review, and I'm here to tell you a little recap of the amazing weekend that I just had in Greenville, South Carolina at the 2025 BrewTubers Get Together. It was an absolutely great time, and I just wanted to give you guys a little a little show of what we did. Before we go into that, I'm just going to finish pouring out my Boozy Beaver Hazy IPA into my glass, so I have something to sit here and drink and enjoy this with you. If you guys have not tried this, a lot of the guys did this weekend, that's for sure. Pretty decent little beer. And I also have a very, very funny story about this coming up later on. Geez, where do I start? I guess we'll start on Wednesday. I had worked Tuesday evening up until about about quarter to 5 in the morning I worked till. And I got home Wednesday morning, woke up my wife and said, hey, pack the car, let's go. Now, this event didn't start until Thursday, but it's a very long drive for me, about 14 hours, so I wanted to leave first thing Wednesday morning and, get there, grab a hotel, and then be up there nice and early for Thursday. So I got in the car. I set the GPS for Florence, South Carolina, because the first place we went to is Buc-ee's. That's my wife has never been to a Buc-ee's, and she's been wanting to go to Buc-ee's for like a year. So we get to Buc-ee's. It's just, for you guys who don't know what Buc-ee's is, it's just a big truck stop is basically all it is, but it is massive. Kind of a cool little thing to see. Had the beef brisket sandwich there, kind of a neat little place. Anyway, so we grabbed the hotel, and it was about 3 hours away from Greenville, where we stayed. Next day, Thursday morning, we get up. We start driving towards Easley, South Carolina, which is actually where our Airbnb was, just outside of Greenville. And we get there, and hey, who's there? Oh, all the greats. Obviously, Chase, our host, Nutmeg Chew Palmetto. Dave's TV was already there. The coolest guy on YouTube, Blue Ice. Todd and Shannon from What's Your Beer were there. Brian the Beer Snob. Ethan from Ethan's Beer and Vinyl. Sorry, I almost forgot what your channel was. Hey, at least I remembered your name. That's another funny story for later on, too. But yeah, who am I missing? I think there was somebody else there. Dave. I'm sure I'll remember it. If I forgot you at the beginning here, I apologize. I'm so excited right now. So we got back to the Airbnb. We kind of hung out, and it's always great. Anybody who hasn't been to one of these events, it is an awesome time because you get to be surrounded by great people. It's nice to reconnect with guys like Dave, Brian, Todd and Shannon. People I don't see very Blue Ice, who I haven't seen in 2 years. Always great to hang out with people like that. And then you also get to meet a couple new people. For me, I got to meet 2 new people this weekend. Ethan's Beer and Vinyl, great young guy, early 30s guy, super cool dude. It was great, even though I could not pronounce his name right all weekend. For some reason, I could not remember what Ethan's name was. I kept calling him Nathan or something, and then it just became a kind of a running joke for the rest of the weekend. I would just call him James or Dave or Steve, or I'd try to make up some name for him because I clearly could not remember what the hell Ethan's name was, but I remember it now, and that's okay. It was kind of a running joke. So I got to meet Ethan, and I also got to meet a guy who I've known for about 5 years, but I've never met in person, and that was Josh from Half-Ass Beer Review. Awesome to meet him. He's twice as funny in person as he is on his videos, so that was a really cool thing for me. I actually did my very first doppelganger video of Josh. Maybe I'll leave a link to that in the bottom if I remember it when I put this out. So cool to meet them. Just hanging out with these people. That's what makes these BrewTuber get-togethers fun, is the people. Not necessarily, I mean, the beer's great too, don't get me wrong, but it's the people you get to hang out with. So like I said, we got to the old Airbnb there. And I don't care if the backup is off. God damn it. So I had to write all this stuff down too, because I can't even remember what half the places we went to. So originally, we were supposed to go to 22 breweries, I think, in 4 days. And I thought that was a little bit ambitious. And we're old. Like, most of the guys are, they're around their 50s, and we can't party hard like we used to. But I think we did end up doing 18. So that's pretty good. So the first place we went to is this little place called Rockers. I guess it used to be called RJ Rockers at one point in time. So we're just settling in, everybody kind of, getting to know the people that they didn't know or have never met before. Did a little brewery tour there. I did an interview with the head brewer. That'll be coming out at some point in time. Nice little place, nothing spectacular, but decent enough place. From there, we went to New Groove Artisan Brewery. That was a cool little place, a good little vibe in there. Had some barrels and stuff hanging around. I interviewed the owner there as well. Like I said, had a couple beers there, pretty decent. And then it was on to Southern Growl. Southern Growl was pretty cool, nice little open air concept. And who showed up there? Oh, of course, Wayne from Wayne's Beer Delivery, another guy who I've never met and I've known for quite a number of years. So it was great to finally meet him. And after that, it was kind of like back to the Airbnb and just hang out, socialize, do some. I was sitting in the hot tub, even though it was like 100 degrees down there. It wasn't quite 100, but it was very warm. But I'm a huge hot tub lover, so I got in there. There may have been one or two hot tub beer reviews done that night, so that was pretty cool. The next day, it was a really cool thing. Chase really nailed this one. He got a hold of the Greenville, South Carolina Tourism Board and said, "Hey, I got a group of guys. We're touring some breweries and stuff like that." So they sponsored the entire day of Friday. Now, when I say they sponsored, they supplied. There was a limo and the driver Kim. She was just awesome, super awesome. Thank you if you're watching this, which I know you're not. You were amazing. Thank you so much. So we got to go to a couple of breweries on the Friday, and we all had a flight paid for or taken care of, I guess. At every single brewery we went to, which I thought was just super cool. So if you guys are going to host an event like this, get a hold of your local tourism board, which I did not last year. I probably should have. I don't think they would have done something like that, but hey, it's all right. Check them out. So we started off the day at Pangea, and did we do a tour there? I don't remember. I don't think we did. Anyway, so we all grabbed a flight of beer, shot a lot of videos, and they also supplied a pizza lunch for us, which I thought was pretty amazing. Great beers at Pangea. Our next stop was Liability. Liability was great. I think that was the first brewery we went to, and they actually had a sign that said, "Welcome BrewTubers," with the YouTube logo and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, you actually feel welcome at this place. Liability was also the only place that when you order a flight, it comes in like a metal lunchbox. Remember the old school metal lunch? It was like that with a bunch of stickers and it says Liability on it. And yeah, you open up and your glasses are in there. I thought that was a really cool little presentation of that. From there, we moved down to a place called Fireforge. A great couple that owns that. Oh my God, especially the woman. I believe her name was Nicole, if I'm not mistaken. She was just a ball of sunshine, that lady. Again, a couple more beer reviews in there. Nice little place. I did enjoy Fireforge. After that, we were at a place called Southern Side, which off the top of my head, I don't remember very well. Again, it was a very busy weekend, and I don't really recall Southern Side too. I think that was the place with a really big open area as well, like outdoor seating. I don't got much to say about that because I don't really remember it. I really don't. Then we moved on to Magnetic South. Okay little place. The staff wasn't fussy on. That's neither here nor there. That's all I'm going to say about that because I don't want to trash them too badly. Excuse me. And then after that, we went back to the Airbnb, had a whole bunch of drinks, had some party, did some karaoke. You guys probably saw some of the live stream on Nutmeg 2 Palmetto's channel. The audio is not the best. Excuse me. But you know what? We had a great old time just partying, doing videos, and being our silly selves as we like to do. Saturday. Here comes the party. Saturday. Excuse me. I'll have to edit that out or something. Saturday we started off. We had to go pick up Josh from Half-Ass Beer Review at the airport. Hey, baby, you looking for a good time? You want to go good time? You get in the car. We treat you nice. He couldn't come in until Saturday, so we went and picked him up, and we went immediately to Sierra Nevada. Holy shit. We pull up to this place, and Chase did say, hey, you might want to record us coming into the brewery. And I'm like, okay, so I'm recording. This place is freaking massive. Massive, biggest brewery I've ever seen. It was huge, gorgeous building, gorgeous property. You walk in the front doors, and on the right side, there's these huge copper tanks just lined up. There's a couple of them, and on the left side there was I'm not even sure, it was all stainless steel stuff. I'm not even sure exactly what it was. It looked like big sinks. If anybody knows what those were, put that in the comment. I honestly don't know what they were. It looked like maybe it was for grains or something. Not 100% sure. So we sat there and we ate. The huge restaurant area, huge, like massive. I've never seen a restaurant that big or a eating area inside a brewery before. Out in the back, they had this massive outdoor seating area that kind of went downhill for quite a while, and then they had a set up for bands, and there was a live band playing way off in the back, and it was so awesome. What a great place. All the guys had food there. They said it was amazing. Somebody had ordered, and I can't remember who it was. I was looking at the menu, but I wasn't that hungry because we had eaten. My wife cooked breakfast. My wife went down there. She cooked breakfast for everybody every single day. Once again, she did an amazing job. All the guys, I'm sure, were just, they were like, "Oh my God, this is the best thing ever." So somebody had ordered duck fat fries, which is basically fries cooked in duck fat, and I think there was like some shaved duck on top. Oh my God, to die for. I would drive there just to get those. They were amazing. After that, we went to Burial, which is a really cool little bar. Now, a lot of you guys won't know this. I mean, the guys that were there will know. One of our really good friends, one of the coolest guys you'll ever meet, Ginger Yeti Road Beers. Unfortunately, he couldn't come down because he's touring with Amon Amarth and Pantera right now. And he was really bummed out, he couldn't come and hang with us. So what this guy did, if you can believe this, he bought us some gift certificates at Burial ahead of time, and said, "Hey guys, you guys can all have a beer on the Ginger Yeti." And we get there, and Chase went and picked up the gift certificates, and he's walking by me with these 3 gift certificates, and he's showing them to me, and I'm like, "Are you serious right now? $250 worth of gift certificates." I was like, "That is ridiculous." But thank you so much for that, brother. If you're watching, that was way above and beyond. Because I know me personally, if I don't get to go to one of these get-togethers, I ain't sending you guys down money for beer. Because if I can't enjoy it, yeah, you guys aren't getting it. I love you all. Don't get me wrong. I love each and every one of you. But yeah, I'm not that nice. I know I'm Canadian, but I'm not that nice. Anyway, so we had some beers there. Thank you again, Ginger Yeti. You're a rock star, man. After Burial, we went to a place called True, spelled Trve. Now, this is a place, again, Ginger Yeti said we have to go to. This is like a heavy metal themed brewery. A really small place. Very small. If you walk in, all the walls are black, the ceiling's black, and the staff working there, they all look like they're in heavy metal bands. Like they really sell that whole theme that they have. Now, when I walked in the door, I did notice on the back wall, they did have a beer fridge of things to go. Now, this was the last day that True was open. They were closing down. The owner was just, I'm done with this project kind of thing. So it was the last day they were open. So I looked at the back wall, and there was that beer fridge sitting there, and there was one 4-pack of cans sitting in there. The last 4-pack of cans. So of course I ran over to the fridge. I didn't even care what it was. And I didn't even look. I just grabbed them, and there was still a couple of the big bottles in there. There was maybe eight bottles in there, but that was the last 4-pack of beer. So I grabbed that because I know I'll never be able to try beer from there again. Stay tuned for that review coming up soon. After True, we went to Pizza. Pizza had the biggest pizza slices I've ever seen in my life. They were probably this big. Like they had to put them on 2 paper plates because they're so big. And there was a couple girls, and they had ordered 2 full-size pizzas. Now, a full-size pizza, I think, was $50 US for a whole pizza. But literally, you had to stretch it. I can't even get all on camera. You had to stretch out your arms to carry that. It was comically funny how big this box was. It was ridiculous. After that, we went to Green Man. And I mean, at this point, we're kind of like burnt out of beer. Anyway, I can't even remember what I had. I don't think it was. No, I had I think I had a white IPA there. It wasn't that great, but I mean, that's nothing against Green Man. I mean, that's just the one beer that I had, so don't judge them on that. And by this time, we're all kind of burnt out. We're like, we just want to go back to the Airbnb and hang out. And we ended up going to this place called Dissolver, which had probably the tastiest key lime pie beer I've ever had. It was so good. I grabbed a 4-pack of that to bring home. So we're all good there. And did we go to the last? Oh, we were supposed to go to either Highland or New Belgium. And we just like, you know what? We just want to go. We're done. Bunch of old guys just drinking beer all goddamn day. We can't handle it all day. It's just the way it works. So that brings us on to Sunday. Sunday was one of those ones that was like, God, can we just stay here? Like, we don't want to leave the Airbnb. But hey, you know what? We powered through. We started off the day at a little place called Otherlands. We were supposed to go there for coffee and breakfast, and we got there late because everybody's dragging their ass, and breakfast was no longer available. So we ended up having lunch and a beer. Okay. So remember I was telling you I got a funny story about my homebrew? Here it comes here. So we went to this place called Double Stamp. Nice little brewery, it was decent. And again, I'm burned out from beer at this point. I've been drinking all weekend, going to breweries, drinking with the guys, shooting videos. It's like, sometimes you just don't really feel like drinking anymore. So I just, I get up to the bar and the girl's like, what do you want? And I said, just pick something for me. Like, I don't care. I like everything. I don't. But I'm like, I didn't even care at that point. I was like, just pick something for me. I don't care. So she poured me a pint of this beer and she says, this is the Grizzly Adams. It's an IPA. I'm like, okay, great. I like IPAs. Thank you so much. And I grabbed it. And I wasn't really paying much attention to it until afterwards. It was about that color. Okay? It was about that color. So I take a sip of this beer that this lady had poured me. And I think the first words out of my mouth were, are you fucking kidding me right now? And I can't remember who the hell it was. And I was thinking about the yesterday too. I can't remember who it was. I asked one of the guys that was there. Maybe it was Dave from Dave's TV, perhaps. I can't remember. But I'd said, you've had my homebrew, right? I'm like, taste this. And I passed it off. I'm like, tell me that's not my homebrew. And he's like, it is. So I'm drinking it. And I'm like, it tastes the exact same as my homebrew. Exactly the same. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, now I'm pissed off because I'm like, son of a bitch. I just paid $7 to get a glass of my own homebrew, which was crazy. I brought a case down there to the Airbnb. But yeah, apparently I go to Double Stamp and pay $7 for it. I mean, it's good beer. Don't get me wrong. But I don't want to pay $7 for something that I already own. I actually wanted to talk to the head brewer down there and see what his recipe was and see how close it was to mine. Unfortunately, he wasn't there. So I'll just pretend that. I'm sure they've been brewing that longer than I've been brewing this one, so that's okay. After Double Stamp, we went to this little place called 13 Stripes. It was in like a weird kind of like factory area, like old. It reminded me of like 1950s factory kind of deal. Cool little place. You go in there, very, very, very Americana. Obviously called 13 Stripes. It should be. They had a couple different versions of the American flag, which was kind of cool. And they had, everything was very, very American, which, hey, I'm okay with. I mean, I'm in America and I love my American friends, as you guys know. There's big eagles on the wall and just a cool little vibe. And the bartender was super nice. And I think he might have been one of the owners, because I remember seeing a picture of this guy somewhere, maybe in a hallway or something. And I was wearing my Calgary Flames hat at the time, not my, hey, sexy new Dave's TV hat like I've got here. And the guy said to me, he's like, hey, he goes, are you from Calgary? And I'm like, no. I said, I'm just a fan of the hockey, which is true. I'm like, no, I'm just a fan of the hockey. He's like, he goes, I was just up in Edmonton a little while ago. And so that was my key to like, hey, it's okay to, convert, like not converse, but tell this guy that you're Canadian. And I said, oh no, I saw from Niagara Falls. He's like, he goes, yeah, I've always wanted to go up there. And we had a great little conversation for a few minutes. Super nice guy. And then I did a couple more, I think I did a beer review with Half-Ass Beer Review there. And then across the little industrial little parking lot, there was this place, and I can't remember the name of it. It was called Pinky's Games and Lounge or something like that. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, what the hell is that? So literally, it was just across the parking lot. So I walked over there with Josh from Half-Ass Beer Review, and we went in this place. And what we found was this big, massive, it was basically just a big, massive arcade, like an old school arcade. I mean, they had all these arcade machines, you know, Galaga, Galaxian, Pac-Man, Ms. Pac-Man, Star Wars. Like, they had everything there. It was awesome. They had what's that game? That doesn't look right when I do it like that. Air hockey. Yeah, just all these arcade games. But the best part of this place is right in the middle, there was a big bar. So you could sit there and have some beer, have a cocktail, and sit and play your favorite retro games from back in the day. And I think the prices were very reasonable. I think the most expensive one, which obviously would be the weekend, I think it was $15 per hour. Unless, hang on, $15 per hour. But for another $5, you paid $20, unlimited gameplay all day. So for an extra $5, why wouldn't you? If that's your thing. But yeah, it was super cool little place. I wish we had more time. I mean, I've got an arcade machine here. I can play all those games anyway. But there's something special, especially guys my age, about playing the actual machine. You know, it really brings back a lot of nostalgia. So we left 13 Stripes, and we really just said to Chase, we're like, hey, you know what? We're done. Like, we want to go. He's like, oh no. He goes, there's this place. It's 10 minutes from the Airbnb. It's the last one we'll go to. And we're like, oh, okay. So we went to this place called Silos. Oh my God. How appropriately named was this place? There was these massive, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I want to say there was 12 to 14 of these big, massive silos coming up from this brewery. And I was like, oh, that looks pretty cool. So we went there. Nice little brewery. We got to, Brian the Beer Snob did an interview with the one bartender there, who was very informative. Like she knew a lot about the brewery and was very friendly, maybe a bit too friendly, and just talked a whole lot. But anyway, you'll see that on Brian Beardsnob's channel, I'm sure. After that, we went home. We got set up. We recorded the Chuggy Awards. I'm excited for you guys to see those tomorrow night, Friday, whatever the date tomorrow is. Friday, July 18th at 7 p.m. Eastern. That'll be aired tomorrow. We did that, and then it was a lot of just, you know, hanging out. We hung out a bit. Everybody started packing up because we knew we had to leave the next day. Now this whole week, I had a crazy idea. I had a very crazy idea. So what I did is I had this crazy idea to shoot a music video. Now I've never shot a music video before. It was kind of involved. And so basically what I was, you guys are going to see that video probably next week sometime. It's pretty awesome. I just finished editing it yesterday. It's pretty awesome, if I do say so myself. Probably some of my best work that I've ever done. So I kind of, I think I annoyed the guys maybe a little bit, because I was getting them to do all this stuff, and they're like, what do you do? I'm like, just do this. Like, you know, and I said it'll all make sense. And they all did a fantastic job, and I appreciate every one of you guys for putting up with me, and my crazy little idea I had in my head. But I hope you like the finished product. I think it's really cool. I hope you guys do as well. But yeah, other than that, and then Monday morning, it was time to hit the road. Now, you can't go to the south without stopping at a Waffle House. So me and my wife went to it. She had never been to one before. Every time I go down to Atlanta to visit Brian, I always make sure I take him out to a Waffle House. I love it. It's just a cool little place. I know for you guys, it's nothing down the south. It's nothing. But to me, it's like a little special little thing. So last year I had tried, for the first time when I was in Atlanta visiting Brian, I had grits. And I'm like, God, hey, these are okay. And I said to my wife sometime earlier in the trip, I said, we're going to Waffle House at sometime this weekend. I said, because I got to try the grits again. I said, but I've always wanted to try real grits. Like, I'm assuming, guys, that Waffle House uses like instant grits or something like that. Because grits take, quite a while to cook. So I wanted to try real grits. So my wife, God love her, she actually picked me up a container of grits. And so I came home after I got home. I cooked that up for lunch or breakfast or something like that. Yeah, they're pretty tasty. I do like them. But it's a texture thing. Some people might get turned off by the texture. So we jumped in the car. It took us about 14 hours to get back home. There was one big major accident we saw on the way here. It looked really bad. Thankfully, and I think I just missed it because I was literally following the fire trucks. and the emergency crews to this accident. So it must have just happened. So thankfully I wasn't driving faster than I was, because hey, that, you know, it might have been me. Anyway, overall, guys, it was an amazing, amazing weekend filled with amazing people, some great beers. You know, it's always good to hang out with these guys. If you guys ever get a chance, if you're not a beer reviewer and you're watching this and you made it this far, hey, fucking cheers to you to start with. If you ever get a chance to hang out with any of these guys, do it. Just go and say, hey, let me buy you a beer. And these guys will be like, yeah, you can buy me a beer. Absolutely, you can. They're all amazing people. I love all of them. And literally, it was just a couple days ago, and I'm ready to go back and do another beer reviewer get together. I can't wait till next year. I cannot tell you guys where it is. I'm 99.99% sure where it is, but I cannot tell you. That is not my job. But I just want to, before I go, I just want to say a big shout out to Chase, Nutmeg 2 Palmetto, for putting all this together. As somebody who has organized one of these before last year, I know how much work goes into this. I know how much stress this is. And I know how much you worry the whole weekend and make sure, like, hey, I got to make sure everybody's having a good time. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of stress, and it's a lot of worry. But once the event is over, you're like, I really worried and stressed out about nothing, because everything comes together just fine. He did a great job. Even though his brewery schedule might have been a little bit ambitious for most of us, and we knew it was ahead of time. But yeah, you know what? It was absolutely fantastic. Oh, I almost forgot. Sorry, Shannon, if you're still watching this. On Saturday or Sunday night, I don't remember what night it was. The girls decided that instead of going out to our brewery for dinner, they would put together a taco and nacho bar. So, was that Saturday? I think that was Saturday. The girls had gone out river tubing. So they did that for the day while we were out, traveling around all the breweries. And when we came back, the girls had made a taco and nacho bar for us, which was super cool. That was a big hit. So thank you, Shannon. Thank you to Sue-Ann for putting that together. All the guys loved it. They thought that was a super cool idea. And it took a little bit of pressure off Chase as well, which is nice. But anyway, guys, I'm going to finish up my beer here. I got a whole bunch of editing to do, just a ton. Even though I've already edited the chuggies, it took hours. I edited my music video, hours. But you know what? It's all worth it in the end. So hopefully I will see you guys sooner than later, especially all the guys from the BrewTuber get-together. I know I've got plans to visit some of you later on this year and early next year before the get-together. But everybody else, I will see you next year in... Oh, you thought I was going to say it. No, I'll see you where it is, for sure. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, you're a goddamn rock star. I appreciate you. Cheers, guys. See you next time.